Hello, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Sag. Today we're gonna go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're gonna see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it, and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and or moving forward. So, with all that being said, Sagittarius, let's get started. So we have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. At the bottom of the deck, we have deception. This is very important, okay? There's somebody in this connection. Could be you, it could be your person, but there's somebody in this connection that's used to dealing with a particular type of person. Somebody who, for the most part, is untrustworthy, deceptive, you know, things of that nature. And I feel like this person that is so used to dealing with somebody who's very, like, you know, deceptive, you know, dishonest, they're about to meet somebody who actually is very, very honest, somebody who actually is very, very trustworthy. So this is going to be like a whole new experience for this individual is basically what I'm gathering. I just don't know if you're the one who's going to be meeting somebody that's very different from what you're accustomed to dealing with in a good way, or if somebody's going to end up, you know, meeting you and you just so happen to be very different from what they're accustomed to dealing with, because this could go either which way, or this could definitely be a new experience for the both of you. You know, maybe the both of you have similar pasts, you know, where you guys are used to dealing with people who are very deceiving, and you guys are actually meeting one another and you guys are learning how different, you know, that person is compared to everybody you've dealt with, vice versa. All right, so with all of that being said, my friend, we're going to focus on you first and we'll jump over to your person. Just keep in mind that the roles can be reversed. Also keep in mind time is fluid, so it's either currently be happening or maybe happening at a later date. Let me grab the card that fell to the ground. 1 second. Okay, so we do have the Strength card. I'm going to go ahead and take it. For some of you, you could be dealing with a Leo, or you might have Leo within your chart. How does Sagittarius currently view this relationship? Okay, so we do have the Strength card. We do have the Ten of Swords. And then we also have the Queen of Cups. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Ten of Pentacles. In regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, currently at the moment you find yourself in a very, very vulnerable situation due to a connection that's currently in your life, or it's about to show up, because remember, time is fluid, so this could either currently be happening or maybe happening at a later date. But for the vast majority of you who currently find yourself connecting with this individual, I do feel like this connection is going to cause you to fall into a very, very vulnerable state, and I do feel like it is going to scare you a little bit. I just kind of feel like you're just not used to being this vulnerable, okay? You're just not used to being this vulnerable. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like in previous relationships you've been vulnerable before, but not this damn vulnerable is basically what I'm getting, which is kind of making me feel like you're actually falling in love for the very, very first time. You may have thought you were in love with your ex, but you haven't seen anything yet. It's basically what I'm getting. I just kind of feel like you're far more invested in every way, shape, and form with this individual compared to everybody else you've ever dealt with. Not to say that you never loved these people or cared about these people or you weren't invested into these other people. I think that to an extent, you know, you love these people, you cared about these people, you were invested into these people. But with this one over here, it's a different fucking story. That's one thing I will say. It's a different story. Like, it's just a different freaking story. Like, me personally, I feel like you're actually falling in love, like in love for the very, very first time. And I do feel like it does kind of scare you a little bit because you're not used to being this damn vulnerable or this damn invested into a person. How does this person currently view this relationship? That's so unfortunate. Wow. Okay. Wow. What an interesting pair. Huh. Okay. Going back to what I said with the whole keep an open mind deception card, I feel like you're actually very different from what this person's accustomed to dealing with. This person's used to dealing with liars, you know, people that would gaslight them, manipulate them, betray them, deceive them. This person's showing up as a Queen of Swords regardless of their gender. Male or female doesn't matter. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. So we could be talking about a dude for all we know, right? Or for all I know. Queen of Swords, just like the King of Swords, are just known for people who have been through a lot in previous relationships, which has unfortunately changed them in a very, very negative way. So with that being said, prior to this person getting involved with you, they experienced a really bad experience in love that basically changed this person, not necessarily in a good way, in a bad way. It caused this person to develop a massive fear of intimacy. It caused this person to develop trust issues, abandonment issues, things of that nature. You know, this is really unfortunate. This is really fucking unfortunate, because I feel like with you, yes, they're going to find themselves feeling very drawn to you and your energy. You are going to be somebody who's going to bring a lot of happiness and a lot of joy into their life. You are somebody that they're going to see a lot of potential with. But what makes this entire relationship so unfortunate is this. I think that this person's going to have a hard time believing this right here, and accepting this right here. What do I mean by that? Going back to what I already said, when it comes down to this human that you're connecting with, I think that it is safe to say that this is the first time you find yourself actually in love with someone. Like, you may have thought you were in love with your ex, but you haven't experienced or seen anything just yet. Because with this one over here, yeah, you're gonna find yourself falling madly in love with this person. The unfortunate part is that I think that they're gonna have a hard time believing it. Very interesting. We'll see how this plays out between the two of you, I guess. They're gonna have a hard time believing it. Yeah, they're gonna have a hard time believing it. In other words, this person's gonna find themselves really questioning you and your intentions towards them. They're gonna find themselves not really trusting you, things of that nature. How does Sag feel? I know you're over here crazy about this one over here. You are crazy. You are crazy in love with this one over here. Yeah, this is somebody that you can see yourself spending the rest of your life with, getting married to one day, possibly starting a family. You're like crazy for this person. You're like crazy in love with them. I just don't think that they're going to believe it, though. You know what I mean? Oh, what an interesting pair, though. I just don't feel like this person's going to believe it. I keep getting that. How does this person feel? Don't get me wrong, the feeling is essentially mutual. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're in love with them, and I feel like they're in love with you. I feel like you're serious about them, and I feel like they're serious about you. The problem is that I feel like they're going to find themselves really questioning how serious you actually are about them and how much you really love them like you say you do. So I'm trying to imagine how this person is in person. So their feminine side is of a Queen of Swords like energy, and their masculine side is of a King of Pentacles like energy. Okay. All right. So with this person in particular, they're going to find themselves, and it's not anything that this person's going to outright just tell you directly. It's just something that they're just going to do. This person's going to find themselves testing you throughout the course of their relationship, you know, with you in some way, shape, or form. I am definitely getting that. They're going to find themselves testing you to see how loyal you actually are and how committed and devoted you actually are to them, and this dynamic that the two of you essentially share, you know, with one another. This is somebody who does have a lot to give. You know, this is somebody who does bring a lot to the table. Now, given everything that they've been through, they just want to make sure that they're not investing their time and energy towards somebody who doesn't deserve all of that from them. Hence why they are going to test the hell out of you, is basically what I'm getting. Yeah, is basically what I'm getting. They're going to test the hell out of you just to see, you know, how committed and loyal and devoted you actually are to them, and this dynamic that the two of you share with one another. Can I say something? Can I say something? I think that this person thinks that you're not in love with them. I think that this person thinks you're not really serious about them. That's just what I think this person thinks. And the main reason why I say this is because they're going to test you, and I see you passing every test they throw in your direction with flying colors. And the fact that they're falling into this Five of Wands like energy, which basically represents an energy of frustration, shockingly enough, I think that this person's going to start to become very, how do I explain this? I feel like this person's going to start to become very, very frustrated within this dynamic that they share with you, primarily because this person thinks you're not serious about them. So when you pass their test and they realize how serious you actually are about them, in a weird way, they start to fall into this energy of like frustration. Like, damn, like, okay, Like, I guess they are serious about me, because I don't know, it just kind of makes me feel like this person thinks you're not serious about them. So they're gonna go as far as to do their digging and their research to try to find something to justify why they think what they think. And when they don't find anything, they're gonna find themselves getting frustrated, like, fuck, like, okay, so they're not talking to any other guys. Just freaking went through their whole entire phone. They're not talking to other girls. They're not, I just went through their whole entire phone. So it's like, damn, okay. Whatever. I didn't find anything today, but I bet you tomorrow I'll find something. And then tomorrow comes and they go looking, they don't find shit. And then they start to get frustrated. Well, I guess, the next day I'll find something. Like, it has that type of flavor to it. I just think that this is that type of person that likes to be right all the time. And when they're proven wrong, they get pissed and frustrated. They're not, God, how do I explain it? It's not that they're mad that you're loyal to them or committed to them or devoted to them, even though it may have sounded that way. It's not that. It's that this is that type of person that's used to being right about everything and everyone. So the moment that they are wrong, they tend to get very frustrated. Like, there's no way that I'm wrong because I'm always right about everything and everyone. And the fact that you're proving to them, just being you, that they're dead wrong about you, this is what causes them to fall into this energy of anger and frustration, because they're so used to being right about everyone and everything. So the fact that you're passing all of their tests with flying colors, it pisses them off, because then that means that they're actually wrong about you, and then they would have to admit to themselves they're wrong about you, but they're not used to being wrong about anyone or anything. So the fact that you're actually proving to them that they're basically wrong about you really does piss them off, because they're always used to essentially being right about everyone and everything. Let's keep going. What actions will Sag take towards this person or moving forward? So we have the Hermit, we got the Five of Swords, and then we also have the Nine of Cups out here. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. I feel like you're going to discover a whole new side to this person. I am definitely getting that. I think that you're going to discover how crazy this person actually is about you, in this dynamic, between the two of you. You're going to basically internalize them questioning you and testing you and putting you through this, down, the third, as a sign of that must mean that they're really crazy about me, is basically what I'm getting. And to be honest, I feel like you're going to love the fact that this person's borderline crazy about you, because at least you're not the only one that's borderline crazy here. Because let's be honest, Sag, between you and I'm not going to tell this person anything, but you are kind of like borderline crazy about this one over here. And this person, yeah, they're kind of like borderline crazy about you too. So we got two people here who are clearly borderline crazy about one another. You know what I mean? Just don't burn the house down. That's it. But in regards to how this person plans on moving forward, there's going to come a point in time where this person is just going to accept the fact that they're basically wrong about you, because they are. And it might take them a minute to accept this, and admit this to themselves, that they're essentially wrong about you, which is a really good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing that this person's wrong about you, because for a minute this person was basically looking at you like you're not serious about them, you're not committed to them, you're not devoted to them, you're not loyal, all of these things. And the fact that they're being proven wrong, in a way, is a good thing. I think that the only reason why they're frustrated is because they're so used to being right. But in this case, they're actually wrong, which is technically speaking a really good thing. And I do believe that there's going to come a point in time where this person will eventually accept the fact that, okay, like, they're serious about me, things of that nature. Just be careful, Sag, because you're finding a lot of comfort in the way that they're being towards you. This whole them constantly questioning you, where were you at, who are you with, like, prove this to me, prove that to me, do this, do that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're finding a lot of comfort in that, because it causes you to feel like, wow, this person's, they're really crazy about me. Look, they're interrogating me. Look, they're questioning me. Look, they want to know this, they want to know that. I think that causes you to kind of find a lot of comfort in that, because it causes you to feel like, yo, this person really does love me. They really do care about me. Look, they're interrogating me like they work for the FBI. I love this, There's going to come a point in time where that's going to stop. Like, once this person accepts the fact that, okay, you're very committed and devoted to them, and, what you guys share with one another, all of that's going to stop. All of that is going to stop. And I think that it might potentially cause you to fall into this energy of questioning, like, man, does this person really love me? Like, do they care about me? Like, are they really serious about me? Do they still want to be with me? Because they don't question me anymore. They don't do this anymore. They don't do that anymore. And the reason why they're not doing that anymore is because they finally feel safe and secure. within their relationship with you. Because right now, you know, they might be interrogating you like they work for the damn FBI because they don't feel safe and secure. You know, they have their doubts, they have their reservations, they have their concerns. You know what I mean? And you're finding a lot of comfort in that, because to you, that's a sign of, well, that must mean that they're crazy about me and they love me, and it looks like you love it. But when all of that comes to an end, because it will, Sag, it's going to cause you to fall into this energy of questioning, does this person really love me? Are they serious about me? Are they losing feelings for me? They're not losing feelings for you or interest in you. They're just finally starting to feel safe and secure with you. That's it. And feeling like they can trust you. All right? So that's what I have for you, Saggy. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.